In early 2013, 21-year-old Elisa Lam was traveling alone through California. She was from Vancouver, a university student, active online. She documented her travels through Tumblr posts, writing about books, music, and her thoughts about life. She checked into the Cecil Hotel in downtown Los Angeles. The Cecil had a long history. Decades of crime, violence, even serial killers staying there. But Elisa likely didn't know that. To her, it was just an affordable place to stay. On January 31st, she entered the hotel elevator. That footage is what the world would later obsess over. She presses multiple floor buttons, almost all of them, but the elevator doesn't move. The doors stay open. She steps into the hallway, leans forward strangely, almost as if she's hiding from someone. Then she steps back in. Her hands begin moving in unusual patterns, slow, then sudden. She appears to be speaking, but there's no audio, no one visible in the hallway. Eventually the doors close, and that is the last confirmed footage of Elisa Lam alive. Now it has been speculated online that she was possessed by some evil entity. None of this behavior is normal, especially from Lisa. You can see at a certain point in the clip, she walks out of the elevator and starts doing demonic gestures with her hands. This hotel is famous for being haunted, but never has anyone been actively possessed on camera. Days later, guests start complaining about how their water has an odor and taste awful. So naturally, maintenance workers go to the roof. They check the water tanks. Inside one of them, they find Elisa. Authorities rule it an accidental drowning. They cite her history of bipolar disorder, but the footage doesn't leave people alone. Because when you watch it, you feel like you're missing something. Was she afraid? Was she hallucinating? Was someone outside that elevator just out of frame? The video has been slowed down, enhanced, analyzed for years, and it still raises the same question. What was happening in that hallway that only she could see? Our next case. It's December 2017. A Chicago hotel party, music, alcohol, friends, phones out, Snapchat stories. 19-year-old Kenneka Jenkins attends with a group of people she knows. At some point during the night, something changes. Her friends say she was drinking, some say heavily, others claim she seemed fine earlier. By 3:20 a.m., surveillance cameras capture her alone. Not with friends, not laughing, not filming, alone. She walks slowly through the hotel hallway, not running, not panicked, but not steady either. Her body language is off. She drifts slightly toward the wall, pauses, changes direction. There's something deeply unsettling about empty commercial spaces at night. Fluorescent lighting, long corridors, industrial carpet. No music, no people, just cameras mounted high in corners. Watching, she pushes through a heavy door marked "No Access." She enters staff-only corridors. The footage feels endless. Every turn looks the same, every hallway identical. You begin to feel disoriented just watching it. And here's the psychological part that grips people. She doesn't look like someone in immediate danger. She looks confused, detached. Is she aware of where she is? Is she trying to find the elevator? A bathroom? Her friends? Or is she already too impaired to process her environment? Eventually she enters the hotel kitchen area, then disappears from camera view. Hours later, she's found inside a walk-in freezer. The official ruling, accidental death due to hypothermia, but the footage lingers online because it feels like something preventable. You're watching someone drift toward isolation, and no one intervenes. No staff, no friends, no alarm, just cameras, recording. The haunting part isn't violence, it's absence. No one there to redirect her, no one to say her name. just a silent hallway that swallows her. Till this day, there are no answers to her getting locked in that freezer. None of her friends went after her. Nobody saw her walking around and asked if she needed help. Staff says they never saw her. The big question is, did she really lock herself in there, or was she set up? In the early morning hours of May 14th, 2008, 19-year-old Brandon Swanson was trying to get home after celebrating the end of the spring semester with friends in rural Minnesota. He was a normal kid, college student, ready for summer, laughing with friends. But in the quiet stillness of that night, a simple drive home turned into something no one could explain. Around 1:54 a.m., Brandon accidentally drove his Chevy into a ditch on a gravel back road near the small town of Lind. He wasn't injured, no blood, no panic, just a stuck car in the dark. He got out and did what most of us would do. He reached for his phone and dialed his parents. "Dad, my car's stuck in a ditch," he said. "Can you come get me?" There was no screaming, no chaos, just the ordinary voice of someone trying to get help. His parents jumped in their car and drove toward the location he described. Brandon stayed on the phone with them for nearly 47 minutes. Over the line, his dad asked him to describe the area. He talked calmly about lights in the distance, gravel under his feet, rustling fields, the feel of night settling all around him. He sounded fine, maybe tired but confident. Hours passed. Coordinates didn't match. He thought he was near Lind. His phone records later showed he was actually miles away, near Taunton, Minnesota. His parents couldn't find him. They flashed their lights. Brandon flashed his, but they never saw each other. And then, nearly 47 minutes into that call, it happened. Mid-sentence, Brandon suddenly exclaimed, "Oh, shh," and the line went dead. His father tried calling back immediately. Nothing, just ringing, no answer. The phone remained on. It still could receive calls. But Brandon never answered again. The next morning, authorities found his car, still in the ditch, still unlocked. No sign of Brandon, no clothing, no belongings. Search teams followed scent trails with bloodhounds. They crossed rivers, traversed fields, walked miles of rural Minnesota back roads. The trail went cold. Brandon's scream, his final words, echo in the records forever. Some think he slipped into deep water. He fell into an embankment or hidden hole. He became disoriented in the dark. He wandered away from the road, but no one knows for sure. His last recorded moment, a single phrase in silence, is one of the most haunting endings in modern disappearance cases. No video, no body, only a phone call that ended with 2 words, "Oh, shh," and then nothing. In March of 2018, a family of 8 packed into their SUV and drove toward the California coastline. To the outside world, they looked perfect. Jennifer and Sarah Hart were known online for posting smiling photos of their 6 adopted children, hugging at protests, dancing in kitchens, standing in fields at sunset. Their social media painted a picture of love, of activism, of unity. But what was happening inside that home was very different. In the days leading up to March 26th, something changed. Neighbors in Woodland, Washington, noticed the Hart family hadn't left their house. The children hadn't been seen playing outside. One neighbor even reported that one of the children had previously come to their door asking for food, saying they were being punished. Authorities were contacted. A welfare check was scheduled. But the Hart family never answered the door, because by the time police arrived, they were already gone. On March 26, 2018, the family's GMC Yukon was captured on surveillance footage and highway cameras traveling south. There was no sign of panic, No obvious distress, just a vehicle moving steadily along the Pacific Coast Highway. Later that day, the SUV was seen near a scenic overlook in Mendocino County, California, a place known for its dramatic cliffs overlooking the ocean. Investigators would later confirm something chilling. There were no skid marks, no sign of braking. Data from the vehicle's computer system showed the SUV accelerated to nearly 90 miles per hour before leaving the cliff. It did not appear to be an accident. It appeared intentional. The vehicle plunged roughly 100 feet down onto the rocky shoreline below. When authorities arrived, the wreckage was devastating. Jennifer Hart was found in the driver's seat. Sarah Hart was in the passenger seat. 3 of the children were located inside the vehicle. 2 others were never found and are presumed dead. Toxicology reports later showed that Jennifer Hart had a high blood alcohol level at the time of the crash. Further investigation revealed a history of abuse allegations, food deprivation, and disturbing patterns of control within the home. The smiling photos, the carefully curated posts, the image of the perfect family, it was a facade. What makes this case especially haunting is the footage captured before the crash. Security cameras recorded the Yukon driving normally. Witnesses reported seeing the SUV parked at the cliff before accelerating, and the final digital traces, phone pings and GPS data, show that the family had stopped at that overlook before the fatal drive. There was time to reconsider, time to stop, but they didn't. Unlike the other cases in this video, there was no sudden "oh sh*t" moment captured on audio, no elevator footage, no final phone call, just silent acceleration toward the edge, and a family whose last recorded moments were spent driving toward a cliff with no attempt to brake. Sometimes the most disturbing endings aren't chaotic, they're quiet, deliberate, calculated, and in this case, the last thing the cameras captured was a family SUV disappearing over the edge of the world. Was it an accident, or was there something deeper going on? If you made it to the end of the video, let me hear your thoughts on what you thought the most disturbing case we covered today. And as always, thanks for watching.